Brought to you by Penguin.
The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. Read by Kristen Sieh.
For Ryan, you are Clayton crucial to my life. Love is the most important thing in the world, but baseball is pretty good too. Yogi Berra. Author's note. This book contains backstories involving divorce and the loss of a loved one to suicide. There are depictions of panic attacks. There is also some pregnancy/baby content, mostly involving a side character. Chapter 1. The crowd erupted in a shout. Obviously something was happening, but Daphne didn't bother to look up as she turned a page in her book. She hadn't meant to read at the baseball game, but she had a book in her purse and her best friend Kim was running late, so here she was. Not that the words were sinking in. She'd read the same paragraph 3 times, and still her brain pounded with the same 2 words over and over. I'm divorced. I'm divorced. I'm divorced. She was about to put the book away. There was no point. When the people next to her stood up, allowing Kim to make her way down the aisle. Sorry, Kim said cheerfully to each one of them. Excuse me, sorry. When she got to the empty seat next to Daphne, she plopped down and said, Are you reading during America's pastime? More like America's snooze fest, Daphne said, slipping the book back into her bag. A guy throws a ball, another guy tries to hit it, and if they connect, there's running involved. Beyond that, who knows? Well, that's sacrilege, especially since we have these 6 seats. Layla hooked you up. Daphne shrugged. Her sister-in-law, Layla, was the sideline reporter for the Carolina Battery, and her brother Donovan worked in guest services for the team. He acted like he was in the dugout from the way he carried on about all the perks their connection to the team got them. Daphne had never taken Layla up on an offer for tickets before, and she wouldn't have this time either, if it hadn't been for extenuating circumstances involving her husband. Ex-husband. 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 Technically, your ticket was Justin's. Kim pulled a face at the mention of Daphne's ex. How was that even going to work? The goateed man on the other side of Daphne stood up so fast he jostled her elbow, muttering something about couldn't fucking catch a cold out there. She glanced toward the field, briefly curious about whatever had happened to upset this fan so much. The pitcher was getting set to throw again. The batter was still standing with his bat, and everyone else was standing where they'd been the whole game. She could feel the tension from the crowd hanging heavy in the humid Charleston air, but out there it looked placid as a lake. A metaphor for her short-lived marriage, if ever there was one. You know Donovan, she said, trying to give a wry smile that she hoped didn't look as painful as it felt. Justin's his best friend. He can't believe we're not going to work it out. So he gave us each a ticket to today's game, I guess hoping we'd somehow make up in time to go, or just show up and find our way back to each other by the end, like we're in Parent Trap and he's Lindsay Lohan. Your brother has the hair and freckles to be Lindsay, but not the gravitas. This time Daphne's smile was more natural. Unlike Donovan, her hair had turned more auburn as she'd gotten older. But Kim had a point about her family's coloring. Freckles had been her nemesis since she was in 2nd grade. So when I saw Justin on Friday, he told me to forward my ticket to him. If he'd asked, she probably would have done it. She might have daydreamed about setting every single one of his Salt Life shirts on fire, but her spite didn't extend to subjecting herself to baseball just to cheat him out of the experience. But you didn't? Kim's eyes were glittering, like she knew things were about to get good. Daphne was kind of proud of herself for this one, actually. Nope, I said we could play rock, paper, scissors for them, best 2 out of 3. He threw rock twice in a row, and I threw paper. You're so predictable, he'd said after the first time. I know you. But he didn't. He never had. Meanwhile, she knew him.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?